Welcome in Braves country on a Wednesday night. Good news, Braves are up 4-3. Bad news, Boston has runners at second and third and just one out. And the pitch is a little bit low. Good to see Burks. Good to see NBA Shorts, Cincinnati crew. We're a big, big natty house here on Coast to Coast. So, what is cracking on a hump day? Braves are in a jam. The 1-1 pitch is fouled away. We need a strikeout right here because a fly ball could mean a sac fly. We've got the dual scoreboards going on. You see Braves and Boston on the left. We're up 4-3. Mash is in. Good to see Mash. And on the top right of your screen, we've got all the action from MSG tonight. And you can see it's halftime now. And the Hawks are up 57-44. And looking to go up 2-0 by taking 2 up in New York. That would be some shit. Throw comes home, and he slides in safe, and we're tied again. A lot of lead changes in this game, and there's another one. Boston ties the ball game. We're at 4 apiece, and we're in the bottom of the 6th inning. Damn. They are a good team after all. I mean, nobody said it was going to be easy, but man, we really want to take these 2 games, sweep this. So, with all that excitement, that was not an out. The runner on third ran home on a ground ball. He didn't have to. There was no runner on first, but he decided to go for it, and he slid in under the tag. So, only 1 out, and now runners on first and second. We're hoping to get Bone Crusher. We're efforting Bone Crusher. And it looks like the Braves challenged that one and came up on the wrong side of the challenge. We're also efforting Sergeant Gibby. He chimed in on the YouTube conversation saying that he has not been getting notifications when I'm going live. That seems to be a common theme. What's up with that, by the way? It seems like the notifications are a little bit random. Devers is up, by the way. He hit a home run earlier in this game. Cannot let them have any more. Smiley's been pitching a pretty decent game up to this point. 85 pitches in the bottom of the 6th. I believe Slita is doing the reaction for the Hawks and the Knicks. So if that's your bag, that might be where I wouldn't normally tell you to leave my stream and go somewhere else. And Devers hits one down the line the other way, off the monster, and it takes a big bounce, a run in. Boston takes the lead. How many scored there? I guess just 1, so it's Boston 5, Atlanta 4. That bites. Still just 1 out. Wheels are coming off. Devers, lefty, went the other way with it and absolutely slammed it off the monster, and it bounced about 100 feet back towards home plate. And so we're going to have a pitching change. Snicker has made the Verizon Wireless call to the bullpen, so we're going to step aside for just a moment, and we will be right back after this. right, so we're back. Bottom of the 6th inning, and Luke Jackson is in. And he strikes out the first batter he encounters for Boston. And so we've got a chance to get out with any further damage if he can record the third out. Has anybody here ever been to Fenway? I've got it on the bucket list. 5-4. 5-4 Red Sox right now. We are in the bottom of the 6th. They have runners on second and third, 2 outs, and the batter is Jackson. Fenway opened in 1912. 1-0 pitch, swung on a miss. Welcome in, Ashton. Glad to see you back. Right on, my man. Still halftime in Madison Square Garden, where the Hawks have a 57-44 halftime lead. The 1-1 pitch to Jackson is fouled out of play. Luke Jackson 1 strike away from slamming the door. I'm A-Bomb. You're hanging out with us on a Wednesday night. It is 9 o'clock. Straight up. And we got to hold him right here. Here's the 1-2 pitch. That is a ground ball foul. Ashton wants to know who is batting. It is Jackson for the Red Sox. No, check that. I don't know who's batting, actually. Normally they have a name up there on the screen. I don't know who this is. Braves have the top of the order coming up as soon as we get to the top of the 7th. Acuna will lead us off, but first we got to get out of this inning. Here comes a 2-2 pitch. That is low. It's 3-2. A little bit of a mound meeting going on. Pitcher and catcher talking it over real quick. And Danny Santana is the current batter, Ashton, and he's got a full count. 3-2 pitch. Foul ball. Phillies have a 2-1 lead on the Marlins in the 6th inning. The game between the Mets and the Rockies has been postponed. And the 3-2 pitch is inside. Ball 4. We got the bases full of Red Sox. 2 outs. Washington up 3-0 currently on Cincinnati in the 4th inning. There is a rain delay in D.C. And so Vasquez is up. He's 0 for 2. Bases loaded. 2 out. The pitch. There's a foul ball. Vasquez batting 8th today. He is the catcher. The pitch. Uh-oh, line into right field. That gets in. I think that's going to clear the bases. Let's see how many come in. 2 are in. All right, they did not clear the bases, but 2 scored, and Boston is now up 7-4. And it just keeps getting worse. And no, Luke Jackson was not able to slam the door shut. Damn, man. Our relief pitching, though. So we've got runners on the corners now with 2 out. Luke Jackson remains in the game. And Rutrow, ball gets away from Contreras. And a runner advances. That's probably going to be a pass ball, unfortunately. Or actually, check that. That was not a pass ball. That was a stolen base, and the ball got away during the stolen base. But he would have stolen the base even if it was a perfect throw that time. That's how big of a jump he had on Luke Jackson. Boston is batted around here in the 6th. And starting to rain. Unfortunately, it is an official game. But it is starting to rain in Boston. Here's the 1-1 pitch. That's a foul ball. Bone Crusher is in. Well, hopefully we win at least one of these games up on the scoreboards. 1-2 pitch. Struck him out. So finally we're out of the inning. But Boston bats around. And they put... What did they put up? A 3 spot in the 6th inning. So Braves have a little work to do. We will be back for the 7th inning. And it is the top of the Atlanta order when we come back. tarp has come out in Boston. And we are officially in a rain delay. Boston has a 7-4 lead in the top of the 7th. I wish I had an episode of the Beverly Hillbillies to show during all this. But I think what we're going to do is turn this into a Hawks live reaction for the time being. So once again, we are in a rain delay in Boston, and we will go back to that game if and when it comes back. So welcome to Madison Square Garden, where the Hawks have a 63-55 lead. There is 8 minutes and 17 seconds left in the third quarter. And we've got a pretty big crowd here in Madison Square. I'm not sure if New York State has gone. It's probably not like 100% capacity, but maybe 50 to 75. Looks like a decent crowd. And apologies to Sports Live in the ATL, by the way. He's already doing this game, I think, right now. So we definitely don't want to steal any of his viewers. But this is titled as a baseball game, so probably not going to happen. So we've got some kind of review going on right now. Atlanta won the first game on Sunday night. And it all came down to a last-second shot, and Trae Young was ice cold and put up that floater in the lane that went in, and that was the winning basket. This is his, second or third year in the league, his first playoff run. And he was getting booed up in MSG, but he shut up that crowd pretty quick. God, it would be nice if they get done with this, whatever this really long review is. I tune in right in the middle of it, so I don't know what they're looking at. And so we've got a technical foul situation, and Atlanta is at the line shooting a tee. It goes. And I guess there's more than one. And so, all right, so hit the tees. And now it's side out of bounds. The Hawks will maintain possession. So they have a chance for like a 4 or 5 point play on this possession. Missed rebound, offensive rebound of the Hawks, but that one goes out of bounds, and it's a turnover. New York is going to have the ball, and apparently we've got some really breaking news. The guy from, we call him the Dirty Couch guy, but he's no longer on his dirty couch. He's got some kind of badass set now, I noticed. Like, it's like a TV studio almost. What is that guy's name? I can't remember. Oh, the Bad Dog. Yeah, Bad Dog 7676. Apparently is live on Slita's show right now. So that is some heavy-hitting YouTube reaction action going on over there. And I'll be honest, it's going to be a little hard for me to compete with that. But we've got the baseball crowd over here. And as you can see on the scoreboard now, for the baseball game, you see that there is a delay. You have to squint to see that, but it's there. Well, they might only have 4 viewers there, but Bad Dog gets like thousands of viewers and like measures his likes in the thousands. I was watching him do a Lakers playoff the other night. I couldn't watch for more than about 5 minutes because that guy kind of grates on me a little bit. But, man, he's got a huge audience. People absolutely eat up that Jersey life. And the Knicks are wearing some kind of weird uniforms. Like, I would never know that that was the Knicks looking at these uniforms, by the way. There's nothing about it at all that looks like a Knicks uniform. And so the Hawks are up 67-55. Trae Young has the ball. John Collins tries a three. He misses that. And John Collins just got called for his 4th foul. Yeah, man, that dude has tons of viewers. And I'm sure a lot of it has to do with that professional studio-looking thing that he's got going on. But I guess ever since that show Jersey Shore, like, Jersey has become like this big brand. And nobody executes that brand better than Bad Dog 7676. Let's check some scores around baseball. Since this is supposed to be a baseball stream, if you're tuning in and wondering what's going on, we are in a rain delay in Boston, and the Red Sox have a 3-run lead. And if this game ends up getting called, it is official, and Boston would win, and we would split this little 2-game series up in Boston. Braves are off tomorrow, and then head up to New York for 3 with the Metropolitans. Crusher has the Saturday night game. And we will definitely check the starters, the projected starters for the upcoming series in New York in a little while. So right now, we'll check Major League Baseball scores. The basketball game is in a timeout. You see the score up on your screen. And let's start with these games in action right now. The Cubs and Pirates are in the 8th inning, and it's Chicago 4, Pittsburgh 1. In the 7th, big NL East tilt between the Phillies and the Marlins. The Phillies have a 2-1 advantage in the 7th inning. We're in a rain delay in D.C. right now. Also, that's where the Nationals have a 3-0 lead on Cincinnati. It's the bottom of the 7th in Detroit, and we have a pitcher's duel going on. It's scoreless between the Indians and Tigers. Once again, bottom of the 7th there in Detroit. Top of the 8th in Tampa, where the Rays have a 1-0 lead on the Royals. It's tied in Houston, where the Dodgers and the Astros are knotted up at 1. 7th inning in Milwaukee, where the Padres and Brewers also tied up at 1. And the following scores are final from earlier today. We had the Twins beating the Orioles. Final score, 3-2. It was the Cardinals shutting out the White Sox in an interleague tilt. Cardinals 4, White Sox nothing.
We know that
the A's doubled up on the M's. 6-3 was the final score from Ring Central Stadium. And it's final in L.A., specifically Anaheim, where the Angels edged out the Rangers 9-8. The Blue Jays and Yankees have been rained out. The Rockies and the Mets have been rained out. And there's one other game that has not started yet and will start in about half an hour from now. Giants at Diamondbacks. Giants having a big year, 29-19. Diamondbacks going the other way. They are 18-31. And Burks, yeah, I'm letting the hair grow out.
Here comes something.
When COVID started last year, I started shaving my head. I didn't want to go get my hair cut anywhere. And, you know, it's been a year and a half now. I haven't paid for a haircut in over a year, which is great. I love that. So what I'm doing now, I just shave it, let it grow back, shave it again. And maybe I'll start going back to the salon again once I get that second shot for the vaccination. Maybe I'll start getting haircuts again. I don't know why I'm getting the shaky camera. It's kind of annoying. And so back to basketball. Somebody just hit a three for Atlanta, and the Hawks have taken a 70-58 lead. 5.5 minutes to go in the third quarter from Madison Square Garden. There are some other games later tonight in the NBA. We'll take a look at all of that. Memphis and Utah get underway at 10 o'clock from the Delta Center in Salt Lake City. And there's another game in action right now. The 76ers are up on the Washington Wizards, 115-91 with 4 minutes to go in that game. That one's on NBA TV. And so Knicks at the line right now to shoot two. And he misses the first one. Feel free to bring up anything you need to down in the dugout. If you want to bring up a topic, we'll hit that. Doing these basketball live reaction, you know, that's a little taxing. You got to really be paying attention. Let's see what we can do, though. Trae Young dribbles it up the court. Passes over Gallinari, and then back over to Trae Young. Trae, tricky dribbles, and takes it in the lane, off the glass, no good. And New York's going the other way with it. Loses the handle for a second, and he gets fouled. That's Gallinari committing the foul. This dude has a mohawk. It will not be a shooting foul, however, so New York will take this one from out of bounds. Rose for three, and it's good. So, all of a sudden, we've got a 6-point game, and the Hawks call a timeout. I should do some NHL. But we've got a timeout right now in New York. The Knicks are on a little bit of a run right now, so let's take a timeout. And we'll be back with you in just a few moments. I'm A-Bomb. Hang tight. live in Madison Square Garden on a Wednesday night. Hawks trying to hang on. There's a three from the corner from Atlanta. No good. And New York grabs that rebound. Hawks up 70-64. Hawks up 70-66. It is getting too close for comfort, folks. Hawks had a commanding halftime lead. But you know the drill. Has there ever been an NBA game where the other team did not put together a big run at some point in the game and either tie it or take the lead? Keckerman is in. Good to see you, Kecker. We're doing basketball right now because there's a rain delay in Beantown. Gallinari for three. No good. Hawks up 72-69. 3 minutes and 15 seconds left in the third. And Burks, I would do some hockey. In fact, I should try to find some. I really don't know all the terminology. Or I know some of the terminology, but I don't really know how to use it, like line changes in hockey, all that stuff. Like, do they have timeouts in hockey? That's a question I've always had. And New York with a three, and we have a tie basketball game. 72-72. Knicks are on a 17-5 run. Trae Young misses. New York comes away with a rebound again. Ball's out of bounds. Belongs to New York. We owe you some stats from this basketball game. Stand by. So, Kecker, did you have an eventful day? Work has been kicking my ass lately, man. Just, I don't know what it is, man. I've had a tough run over the past couple of weeks. So let's check some Hawks stats, why don't we? Trae Young leads the way with 26. And we're still tied at 72, by the way. So Trae Young with 26. Hunter with 17. Bogdanovich with 16. And then for the Knicks, how about Derrick Rose leading the Knickerbockers with 22 points? And what a comeback he's having this year. Gallinari for three. Nah, misses it again, man. How many of those is he going to miss? I've seen 3 so far. We're still tied. Shots up and good, and New York takes the lead, 74-72. Down to about a minute and a half to go in the third quarter. Kevin Huerter appears to have gotten fouled. Yes, it was. On the redheaded stepchild for the Hawks. I'm sure he's known by all his boys as Big Red. And so Big Red hits the first out of 2. It's the final in Philadelphia where the 76ers beat the Washington Wizards 120-95. And the Sixers take a 2-0 series lead. Derrick Rose again, and it goes again. This time it rattles around the rim and drops. Knicks up by 3. And Hawks get fouled. And who was that? Whoever it was is going to the line to shoot 2. Yeah, Kecker, we had to do what we had to do. You know, that game is in a rain delay. My feeling is that it'll probably end up being called, and the Red Sox are going to win. And that's Lou Williams at the line shooting 2, and he makes the first one. So, man, it was a pretty good game there for a while. Braves actually had a 3-1 lead for a couple of innings, and then it all fell apart. Smiley was pitching a gem up until, I believe it was the 6th inning when the wheels came off. Derrick Rose shoots an air ball, but the Knicks get the rebound. 4 seconds on the shot clock, and that one gets rejected, and back to the Hawks, who take it the other way. We're under 40 seconds to go in the third. Hawks down by 1. Snell shoots, misses. Rebound, Knicks. And the Hawks commit a foul. Man, I don't know why my camera is shaking like that. That is really wearing on my nerves. And that's right, Austin Riley had a big fly over the Green Monster. He's red hot. Dansby's getting going. So we're starting to see what happens when a couple of guys get hot at the same time. And we haven't even seen Freddie get going yet. So if he can put together one of his heaters for a couple of weeks, one of his patented 2 or 3 week heaters where everything is either leaving the yard or extra bases. There is a shot clock violation on the Hawks. Check it. That was the end of the third quarter. So we will step aside for a quick timeout. We are in Madison Square Gardens, and the New York Knicks have a 76-75 lead on your Atlanta Hawks. We will be right back for the fourth quarter. We are back. Fourth quarter getting underway from MSG. Bob Rathbun and Dominique Wilkins on the call from New York. And Bob Rathbun, man, I mean, how long has that dude been around? Forever. If you go back a ways, if you go back about, let's say about a decade or so, about 10, 15 years ago, Bob Rathbun did the Braves on TV for a pretty good run. He wasn't every night. He was on whatever the network was that did like 1 or 2 games per week. But he was part of the Braves for years. And he's been the Hawks play-by-play guy on TV for about a 20-year run. Well, Bob Rathbun, he kind of talks like this. My Bob Rathbun sounds a lot like my Chuck Dowdle. Gallinari for 3. Another miss. And the Hawks still down by 1. New York with the ball. So, Kecker, I forget, man, where are you from? Are you in Braves country or somewhere else? 3 for New York, and they are taking the lead, and they are padding it a little bit. It is now 79-75 Knicks. Kevin Herter with it. Dribbling. Shot clock down to 6. Herter takes it in the lane and looks stupid. I don't know if he got blocked or something happened, but the Knicks come back the other way at alley-oop, and everything they are doing is going their way right now. New York up 81-75. Okay, Mobile. Yeah, that is definitely in the heart of Braves country. Lou Williams for 3. That's in and out. And ball goes out of bounds, and it looks like it's going to belong to the Knicks. Come on, man. We got to win one of these 2 games tonight. And the Braves aren't winning tonight, I don't think. It's not the end of the world if the Hawks lose this game, because we did win game 1 up in New York. So a split is always, it's kind of cliche, right? But if you split those first 2 games on the road for an NBA playoff team, then you're doing good. That's like, oh, you're doing good if you split. If you sweep, that's like almost a guaranteed win. Right, Kecker. Yeah, when it comes to basketball, yeah, you're probably closer to the Pelicans. That's funny. The Pelicans play in the Smoothie King Arena, by the way. And Kevin Herter dishes off. And finally a 3 from Atlanta. So that makes it 81-78. And speaking of the Smoothie King Center in New Orleans, that itself is right next to the Superdome. And if Bone Crusher is still in the dugout, he's been by the Superdome a time or 2. We've got a timeout on the floor. Hawks have called timeout to talk it over. We're going to take one with them. I will be right back. A-Bomb and Coast to Coast will return on a hump day. And another quick thought about New Orleans. Yeah, Bone Crusher used to live right outside New Orleans, Metairie, Louisiana, and worked in the shadows of the Superdome. Kecker says, are you following college baseball? Not usually, but funny you ask, because I did watch some today. I was working at the time, but I had the game on mute. It was Duke and Florida State from Charlotte. They have a really nice ballpark in downtown Charlotte. It's for the Charlotte AAA baseball team, and I want to say they are the affiliate of the White Sox, I believe. But I've been to a game there. It's got a great view of the Charlotte skyline. Really good-looking ballpark. It's pretty new. It opened about 7 years ago. And that happened to be the site of that FSU versus Duke game, and I did watch that today. I think Duke won that game, if I'm not mistaken. So Knicks have the ball right now. And the Knicks are fouled. Hawks are down by 5 with 9 minutes and 25 seconds remaining. So 2 free throws for the Knicks. Philadelphia has already won their game. The 76ers beat the Wizards 120-95. And then tipping off in about 15 minutes, Memphis at Utah. And you want to talk some NHL for a second? Let's check the scoreboard. We're also in hockey playoff season. I don't watch a lot of NHL, but I do like watching the playoffs, especially those overtimes where they just keep going until somebody scores. There have been hockey playoff games that have gone into multiple overtimes, and those are always really cool, like staying up around midnight, watching some quad overtime game. Kevin Herter is short on his three-point attempt. The Hawks can't get anything to drop right now. New York back on the other end, lays it in, and the Hawks take a timeout. Hawks are down by 12 now, and all the momentum has shifted over to the Knicks side. So, scores on the ice. It is the end of the second period in Tampa Bay. The Lightning have a 2-0 lead on the Panthers. That is game 6. And Tampa leads the series 3-2. If they can hold on, Tampa will advance to the next round of the Stanley Cup playoffs. It's the Minnesota Wild and the Las Vegas Golden Knights. 0-0 in the first from Minnesota. And a final from earlier today. It was a slugfest. The Islanders topped the Penguins 5-3. And the Islanders advance. Penguins, see you next year. Let's take a quick timeout, and we'll be right back with more fourth quarter action from Madison Square Garden. It's the Knicks and the Hawks, and right now the Knicks have the 10-point lead. are back. Trae Young is back in the game. And the Hawks are going to have to do something pretty fast. Still time, though. You know, there's still time, but not much. And it looks like Trae Young might have just gotten fouled there. And so Hawks with the ball, inbounding. Bogdanovich dribbles. Over to Herter from way downtown, and it goes. That one was from New Rochelle. Or Poughkeepsie. So it's 88-81. Hawks down by 7. And Knicks missed their shot. Hawks control the rebound. So let's do this. What happened? Got a foul against New York. Trae Young was in the act of shooting. Let us know what's going on down in the dugout. Need a little bit of chatter down there. Does anybody listen to the Jim Rome show? They had a caller call in today who was ripping and clowning on Trae Young's lettuce. And I never thought about it, but after I heard that call and now I look at his lettuce, I can see why they were laughing about it. It's kind of mangy. Never really noticed that. Trae bangs home the free throw, so it's 88-83. And we've got us a ball game. Hawks only down by 5. Got to keep pushing. Derrick Rose short on his jumper. New York with the offensive rebound. And there's a three-point attempt in and out. Hawks corral the rebound. Trae Young dribbles down the court. Three-point attempt, no good. And the Knicks go back the other way with it. There's a three-point attempt. Crazy shot, missed. Hawks rebound. 7 minutes to go. Floater in the lane, and it rolls around and in. Very reminiscent of the shot Trae Young had to win the game on Sunday night. He just had the same shot there. Same result, and it's 88-85. Derrick Rose, who thought we'd ever be talking about him, by the way? I couldn't have told you he played for the New York Knicks until about 10 minutes ago. And we've got a Hawk down on the court. On the hardwood, who was that? And what was that? I think that was an offensive foul committed by the Knicks. In fact, it was. So Hawks ball. Chance to tie it up with a Trae. And speaking of Trae, dishes it off to Capella, and that's laid up and in. And the Hawks down by 1. 6:25 to go. That was the first bucket of the night for Capella. And couldn't have come at a better time for the Hawks. Knicks miss it. Get the offensive rebound. Put up a 3. That one goes. Three-pointer good for New York. And it's 91-87 New York. Trae working his thing. Misses. And that's out of bounds on the Knicks. And what a job Nate McMillan has done. He was named the interim coach halfway through the season. And all he has done is win and win more. And almost stone cold solid lock to get the permanent gig. And there's a foul on the Knicks. And I'm reading Kecker's post down in the dugout. Yeah, Aaron Rodgers is a big topic. Yeah, what's going to happen with Aaron Rodgers? What's going to happen with Julio Jones? Bogdanovich puts it up and in, and the Hawks draw to within 2 points. It's 91-89. 5.5 minutes to go. There's a whistle. Yeah, so in case you haven't been following, Aaron Rodgers is really disappointed that the Packers decided to draft a quarterback with their first-round pick. I want to say he's the reigning MVP. I mean, Aaron Rodgers just had a monster season, and he does not like the idea of, having to kind of coach up or tutor the next guy, the new guy. He's not really there to show the new guy the ropes, so to speak. He doesn't want the next quarterback, he doesn't want to compete for the quarterback job, I guess is what I'm trying to say. And he deserves not to, right? So I can understand why he might want to be traded. Bogdanovich with it. Bogdanovich for three, misses. And, man, I swear every three-pointer the Hawks have put up since I've started watching has missed. It's a 2-point game, 93-91. Knicks in the lead. Bullock for three. That's in and out. And rebound Hawks could tie it up on this possession. Under 4 to go. And there's Trae Young kicking it out to three-point land. There's a pass to the interior. Bunch of attempts. Bunch of offensive rebounds for Atlanta, but it does not go. And New York comes away with it. New York is up 93-91. Proper Timothy is in. And we've got a timeout after another New York 3. And the Knicks are up by 5. 3:26 to go. The score is 96-91. Knicks up by 5. And let's see what Proper Timothy's take is on this. Yeah, I don't blame Rodgers for pitching a fifth, though. The way all that went down. Basically, he just wants somebody to kiss his ass a little bit. That's what he wants. And he is kind of a prima donna, isn't he? Aaron Rodgers. A lot of quarterbacks are. I don't particularly care for him, but I still have a bad taste in my mouth about what he did to the Falcons. God, how long has it been? About 10 years ago? If you remember, the Falcons had a monster year. It was like 2009, 2010, somewhere in there. We had a big year. We got the first round bye in the playoffs. We had home field advantage throughout the playoffs. The Packers came in. They were the wild card team. So while we were on the bye week, they beat whoever it was they beat. And then Aaron Rodgers came into the Georgia Dome and absolutely tore us a new one. It was a hospital job. I mean, it was about as perfect a night as a quarterback can have. And I forgot what the final score was, but it was a blowout. And that was the year they went on to win the Super Bowl. Right? I'm remembering that right. That was the year Green Bay went on to win the Super Bowl. The Falcons had been one of the favorites. Home field throughout the playoffs, but we got embarrassed on our own turf. And those were some of the best, tightest spiral passes. I mean, Rodgers was spinning it that night. And so that's why I really don't like him that much. He's a little bit of a weird dude anyway. He just seems kind of like a douchebag. What about Brett Favre? Oh, right, exactly. Right. Right, yeah. It was the same thing in reverse with Favre. And so we're about to get this thing going again. We just come off of a commercial break and a timeout. Hawks are inbounding the ball. Trae Young lets it roll all the way to half court before he picks it up. And now he has control. Passes it off. There's Kevin Huerter. Bogdanovich for three. Does not go again. He's missed like 5 just since I've been watching. Don't take any more of those shots, dude. Under 3 minutes to go. Hawks are down by 5. Let's see what we can do. Hawks, I should say Knicks, in no hurry to shoot. Now they get off a 3. Way off, and the Hawks have the rebound. 2:43. There's another miss from Atlanta from three-point land. So 2.5 to go. Knicks with it, up by 5. And we're in a rain delay in Boston between the Braves and the Red Sox. And currently the Sox have a 7-4 lead on the Braves. From 3, no good, but I heard a whistle. Oh, okay, somehow the Knicks committed a foul. I don't know how that happened. It was away from the ball. So Hawks with the ball, down by 5. 2 minutes and 5 seconds left. Here's a three-point attempt from the side. No good. The Hawks cannot buy a 3. And that's probably what's ultimately going to contribute to this loss. Unable to hit the 3s. I bet we've missed 8 of them since we've been watching. Slam dunk. And the Knicks go up by 7. So it's pretty much desperation time now. Somebody launched a long 3, no good. Another 3, no good. Man, I'm going to have to take a look at our three-point percentage tonight. It's got to be horrible. Let's see if I can find that. So for... Yeah, check this out. The Hawks are 12 out of 44 from three-point land. 28.6%. We've got a timeout on the floor. There's a minute 13 left in the game, and the Knicks are up 191. Kekkerman is a big Bama fan. Yes. Well, if you live in Mobile, chances are you are going to be a Bama fan. I follow college football, but I don't really have a team. I don't have a team like I do, like with the Falcons and the Braves and all that. But I love watching college football, especially the big SEC games. I do follow the Bulldogs, but I don't live and die with them in the same way that I do with the Falcons. But I do enjoy a Georgia game, especially if they're playing another big SEC opponent. Yeah, I'll definitely watch that. The one thing that I do hate about college football are those really stupid shit games where it's always one-sided, like when Georgia plays Georgia Southern or Georgia State. I wish college football would do away with that crap because nobody wants to watch that. Knicks are on a 9-0 run. Hawks inbound the ball and had a nice play drawn up, but it didn't work. It was a kind of an alley-oop kind of thing from out of bounds. We're under a minute to go, and Knicks have the ball. The Knicks have the ball, take a shot, miss it, get the offensive rebound, and now they're milking it. And thankfully, the Hawks are not going to foul. There's no point. So there's the shot. It is an air ball, and the Hawks come away with it, and then the Knicks, I think, fouled somebody during the fast break. I gotta say, yeah, I'm not familiar with Mac Jones, really. I know he is with the Patriots. I'll be honest, I did not know he was an Alabama quarterback. And what's going on here? We've got a whistle again. Knicks 100, Hawks 92. 37 seconds to go. As soon as this one goes final, we'll check on the Braves game and see if that's coming back. Still in a rain delay in Boston, and a couple other games on the East Coast were rained out earlier today. So there's 26 seconds left to go. And it's going to end up being a 1-1 series tie. Headed back to Atlanta. Not such a bad position to be in for the Hawks. But man, we did have this one in our grasp. We were up by probably about 12 to 15 points at halftime. Could not hang on. Here's a free throw, and that's good. And it's 101-92. Hawks now have the ball. And lose it out of bounds. Unforced error, that turns it over to New York. Knicks with it. The shot clock is off, so hopefully they will just hold on to this one and let it run out. Hawks had a chance, had a pretty decent lead, but as is often the case when you're on the road, oftentimes you cannot sustain that kind of lead. So it's final score for Madison Square Garden. Knicks 101, Hawks 92. Series is tied at 1, and it moves back to Atlanta for Game 3. And we'll see if we can find out when Game 3 is. Well, show me the schedule. Here we go. Game 3 going to be Friday night in the ATL. That is a 7 o'clock tip-off. The game will be on ESPN. And so we'll try to bring you a little bit of dual New York opponents. It's going to be the Braves in New York against the Mets, and it's going to be the Knicks at Atlanta. So we'll get the dual scoreboards going on for that on Friday night. So back to the Braves game, and it is still officially in a delay. It has not been called. But the tarp is still on the field in Boston, and it does not look like it's going to be coming off anytime soon. So thanks for sticking around, all you guys in the dugout, expecting a baseball game, and an NBA game broke out in the middle of a rain delay. So before we get out, we will take a quick look around the big leagues and run down all of the scores. This update brought to you by WaffleHouse.com. How do you like your hash browns? And it's in the 9th inning from Miami. The Marlins have a 4-2 lead on the Phillies. Other National League East action. The Washington Nationals also in a rain delay. This one's in the 4th inning, so it's not official. Right now, the Nationals have a 3-0 lead on Cincinnati. In Houston, the Astros have a 5-1 lead over the Dodgers in the 8th. Padres and Brewers tied at 1 in the 9th inning. That game is in Milwaukee tonight. Diamondbacks have a 2nd inning lead. They're up 1-0 on the Giants. It's final in Minnesota where the Twins beat the Orioles 3-2. All these are finals, by the way. The A's beat the M's. Final score 6-3. The Angels edged out the Texas Rangers 9-8. Cubs beat the Pirates 4-1. Tigers ended up shutting out the Indians. Final score 1-0 Detroit. The Rays lost last night and blew their 10-game winning streak. Lost last night and then started a new winning streak tonight. They beat Kansas City 2-1 in 10 innings. And then 2 games have been postponed, both of them in New York. The Blue Jays, Yankees postponed, and the Rockies at Mets have been postponed. The game in Boston, however, is considered to be official, and it is possible that this game could be called. And if that's what happens, Boston will be the winner with a 7-4 score. Braves are off tomorrow. And then it is on to New York for a 3-game weekend series with the Mets. Let's see if we can give you the probables for some of those games. On Friday night, a 7:10 start from Citi Field. It is Ian Anderson for Atlanta. The Mets have not announced their starter just yet. But if you hang out with me Friday night, there's a very good chance I will break in and bring you some reaction for that game. For the game on Saturday, it is a 7:15 start. Bone Crusher will be bringing you all the live reaction on that one on Bone Crusher's YouTube channel. Max Fried versus David Peterson are your Saturday night probables. Then Sunday, it is Braves Mets on the ESPN Sunday night game, 7 o'clock. That will be Charlie Morton versus Jake DeGrom. And we know all about that dude. That is going to be a tough battle for Atlanta. I hope we can beat him that night. That would be awesome. So, game is still in a rain delay. I am going to get on out of here. I would love it if somehow they bring this game back on and the Braves come back and win. But I think the chances of that pretty slim at this time. So before I get out, thanks to the Bone Crusher, thanks to Keckerman, thanks to everybody who hung out with us in the dugout tonight. If you haven't given us a sub here, make sure you do that, please, on your way out. Hit me up with a like and hit that notification bell, and you will know next time I go live with this thing. And it can happen at any time. It can happen before the game starts, or it can happen mid-game. Sometimes I don't even know myself until the very moment that I decide to go on. So I'll see you next time, probably Friday night. In the meantime, have an amazing Wednesday night, everybody. A-Bomb is out of here.